Welcome to Is It Really Top 10 YouTube channel. In this video we are going to talk about top 10 natural disasters. Before starting this video, like this video and subscribe to Is It Really Top 10 channel for future updates. According to the World Health Organization, approximately 100,000 people die each year as a result of natural disasters such as earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, storms, tsunamis, floods, wildfires, and droughts, while over 150 million people are affected. Natural disasters have been a part of human life from the dawn of time, yet the death tolls from the first tragedies have been lost to history. According to a 2020 study published in the journal Proceedings of the National Academies of Sciences, a cataclysmic volcanic explosion on the ancient Mediterranean island of Thera, now Santorini, Greece, wiped out the whole Minoan civilization approximately 1600 BC. But how many lives were lost in total? We'll never know for sure. Historians can, at the very least, estimate the number of fatalities associated with calamities that occurred throughout the Common Era according to historical records and journals. The following natural catastrophes, sorted from lowest to greatest estimated death toll, are the deadliest of all time, according to such records. In the case of disasters with a death toll range, the disaster is ranked according to the highest estimate. Number 10. The 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami. On December 26, 2004, a disastrous magnitude 9.1 earthquake happened undersea off the west coast of Sumatra, Indonesia, tying for 10th place. The earthquake triggered a catastrophic tsunami that killed over 230,000 people and affected about 2 million people throughout 14 South Asian and East African countries. The tsunami impacted land in as little as 15 to 20 minutes after the earthquake struck, traveling at speeds of up to 500 miles per hour, 804 kilometers per hour, leaving inhabitants little time to flee to higher ground. According to World Vision, a humanitarian aid group, the tsunami wave reached over 100 feet, 30 meters, high in certain areas, particularly in the hardest-hit Indonesia. The earthquake and tsunami are estimated to have caused $10 billion in damages. According to NOAA's National Centers for Environmental Information, this earthquake was the third greatest in the world since 1900, and its tsunami killed more people than any previous tsunami in recorded history. Number 9. The 1976 Tangshan earthquake. According to a study by the U.S. Geological Survey, a magnitude 7.8 earthquake burned the Chinese city of Tangshan to the ground at 3:42 a.m. on July 28, 1976. USGS. Tangshan, an industrial city with a population of roughly 1 million people at the time of the accident, saw almost 240,000 people killed. While this was the official death toll, some experts believe it is significantly understated, and that the actual death toll was closer to 700,000. According to reports, 85% of Tangshan's buildings fell, and tremors were felt more than 100 miles, 180 kilometers, distant in Beijing, China. Tangshan was reconstructed to its former glory over a period of several years. Number 8. The AD 526 Antioch earthquake. A definite death toll for the Antioch earthquake is difficult to come by, as it is for any millennia-old calamities. When the earthquake struck the Byzantine Empire city of Byzantium, now Turkey and Syria, in May of 526, historian John Malalas estimated that roughly 250,000 people died. Malalas blamed the calamity on God's anger, claiming that fires had burned everything in Antioch that had not been destroyed by the earthquake. The death toll was larger than it would have been at other times of the year because the city was packed with tourists celebrating Ascension Day, the Christian feast that commemorates Jesus' ascension into heaven, according to a 2007 report published in the Medieval History Journal. Number 7. The 1920 Haiyuan earthquake. The earthquake that devastated Haiyuan County in north-central China on December 16, 1920, also shook adjacent Gansu and Shaanxi provinces. The earthquake was apparently a 7.8 on the Richter scale, although China believes it was an 8.5 today. There are also inconsistencies in the number of people who have died. The USGS reported 200,000 deaths, however a 2010 study by Chinese seismologists estimated that the death toll could have been as high as 273,400. According to a study published in the journal Landslides in 2020, the region's heavy concentrations of loess soils, porous, silty material that is particularly unstable, generated enormous landslides that killed over 30,000 people. Number 6. The 1839 Coringa cyclone. According to NOAA's Atlantic Oceanographic and Meteorological Laboratory Hurricane Research Division, The Coringa cyclone made landfall on India's Bay of Bengal port city of Coringa on November 25, 1839, blowing up a storm surge of 40 feet, 12 meters. The wind velocity and category of the hurricane are unknown, as they are for many storms that occurred before the 20th century. An estimated 300,000 people died as a result of the destruction of 20,000 ships and boats. Number 5. The 2010 Haiti earthquake. Haiti's status as one of the poorest countries in the Western Hemisphere, along with its lack of experience with severe earthquakes, made it particularly vulnerable to destruction and death. The earthquake impacted up to 3 million people. The death toll was reported to be somewhere between 230,000 and 316,000 individuals at first by the Haitian government, but that number was revised to 316,000 in January 2011. The number of deaths was estimated to be around 160,000 in a 2010 research published in the journal Medicine, Conflict, and Survival, while the USGS claimed even lower figures around 100,000. These discrepancies reflect the difficulty of tracking deaths in the modern period, let alone the political squabbling over official figures. Number 4. The 1970 Bhola cyclone. On November 12 to 13, 1970, a tropical storm impacted what is now Bangladesh, then East Pakistan. The storm's strongest winds measured 130 miles per hour, 205 kilometers per hour, making it a Category 4 major hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane scale, according to NOAA's Hurricane Research Division. A 35-foot, 10.6 meters, storm surge poured over the low-lying islands bordering the Bay of Bengal before it made landfall, causing catastrophic flooding. A high death toll of 300,000 to 500,000 persons was anticipated as a result of the storm surge mixed with a lack of escape. The National Hurricane Center and the Pakistan Meteorological Department noted in a 1971 study the difficulty of precisely measuring the death toll, particularly because to the influx of seasonal laborers in the area for the rice harvest. According to the World Meteorological Organization, the Bhola storm is the deadliest tropical cyclone on record as of the writing of this article. It also cost the economy an estimated $86 billion in damages. Number 3. The 1556 Shaanxi earthquake. On January 23, 1556, the world's deadliest earthquake struck China's Shaanxi region. According to the Science Museums of China, the Templar, dubbed the Jiajing Great Earthquake for the emperor during whose reign it occurred, devastated a 621 square mile, 1,000 square kilometer, swath of the kingdom to rubble. The collapse of their Yadong, cave houses dug into the region's lowest plateaus, killed an estimated 830,000 people. The actual magnitude of the quake has been lost to history, but geophysicists today estimate it to be approximately magnitude 8. Number 2. The 1887 Yellow River flood. In the late 1880s, the Yellow River, Huanghe in China was perched perilously above most of the land surrounding it, thanks to a series of dikes built to control the river as it flowed through central China's agriculture. These dikes had silted up over time, gradually raising the river's elevation. According to Encyclopedia of Disasters, Environmental Catastrophes and Human Tragedies, when torrential rains swollen the river in September 1887, water poured over these dikes into the adjacent low-lying area, inundating 5,000 square miles, 12,949 square kilometers / Greenwood Publishing Group, 2008 / An estimated 900,000 to 2 million people perished as a result of the flood. Number 1. The 1931 Yangtze River floods. The central China floods of 1931 were produced by excessive rainfall in central China in July and August 1931, resulting in the world's deadliest natural disaster. Spring snowmelt mixed with almost 24 inches, 600 millimeters / of rain that poured in the month of July alone, causing the Yangtze River to overflow its banks. The Yellow River, as well as other significant waterways, reached dangerously high levels. According to the nature of disaster in China, the 1931 Yangtze River flood / Cambridge University Press, 2018 / the flood flooded about 70,000 square miles, 180,000 square kilometers / and converted the Yangtze into a gigantic lake or ocean. According to current government estimates, the number of persons killed was roughly 2 million, although other agencies, notably the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA / believe it was as high as 3.7 million. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, Be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.